Very good morning to all. I'm so delighted to see more female representation in this institute. Normally, the female percentage in the sailors community is around 2% globally. But I heard here the figure is much higher than other institutes. Great. Because we always try to promote women empowerment, and in our company itself, an exclusive office is also there for females in the village where I was born. Only the females run the entire show. And you won't believe, in our entire organization, the globally, that office is the most efficient office. So we cannot say that females are not good for the industry. The very purpose of this kind of seminars or conference is basically to create content for industrial education for the students. Because when a student enters the industry, it is just like after playing war games, the computer, if you really get into the war field, what will happen? There is a difference between the academics and the industry. So it is a responsibility of the industry to make sure that whatever we can give the industrial tips to the students well in advance, it will be beneficial for both the students and for the industry. I will share my experience because I am basically a ship designer. In fact, my entire family is into ship design. My brother was a naval architect. My two daughters, they are naval architects. My son-in-law is a naval architect. We run the world's largest ship design firm. And I was taught by Germans actually, this ship design. You all know about the marine engineering side of the ship. But as a ship designer, we need to learn everything actually. I will say it is supposed to be the most complicated engineering. Whenever I see an architect, I feel like how lucky they are. When they design something, a building like this, they are building it on a very solid platform. They get electricity from the shore. If fire happens, they have facility for the firefighting from the shore. Everything required for the building, it is provided from the shore. And they don't need to think about the center of gravity or something of the building while designing it, because it's a solid platform. But when it comes to a ship design, which you are going to operate, it is so much complicated because sea is the most unpredictable stuff in the world, worse than females, your wives. Because the mood of the sea changes every now and then. You are all going to experience it once you start sailing. Just imagine such a huge structure, floating structure, self-moving, self-contained structure, how you can design it. Every object, if you want to place, when you place on board the ship, the designer has to find out the center of gravity. It is to be considered for the design. He has to take care of the speed, provide the provision to generate the power, firefighting facilities to be provided, even all the accommodation facilities, all the food storage facilities, kitchen facilities, everything you need to provide. And the communication system. So once you are in the sea, if something goes wrong, you need to manage yourself. And you mariners are trained for that one. But after finishing my course, our course was very hectic. It was 4.5 years without any break. 2 months of vacation every year. We were supposed to go to different shipyards for practical training. So that means this 4.5 years without any break we were studying. So we thought we know about everything about the ship because everything requires for a ship. We identify, we place it, all kinds of engineering comes into that particular design. So that was our confidence level. But I became the first naval architect in India to join Master Navy, and that is in 1991. My first ship was Zakir Hussain. Unfortunately, it became my last ship also. I was about to complete my 6 months and the ship got fire and I was the only one escaped from the engine room. My chief engineer, third engineer all died. I had a very narrow escape and that escape was just because of I was a naval architect. Since I am a designer, I was well aware about the emergency escapes. The well-experienced chief engineer and third engineer, they tried to escape through the funnel escape. As a designer, I know that I am not going to escape through that funnel escape when it is circled by the fire. I know that I had to take a different route. That's why during my daily routine, we had to take the readings of every machines there, every meters there. So the French room was near to the steering gear room, and there was an emergency escape there. Since I was a designer, I noticed that there is an option for escape there. So when the fire happened, when my colleagues went to the normal route of escape, I did a different route, and that was the only reason I'm facing you today. So this is something you never get a chance to get this kind of informations. So this kind of informations only the industry can come and give you. But you are fortunate that most of your teachers are with practical experience. They are all sailors. But this is not the situation with many maritime institutes, especially where the ship designers and other things. Even I was lucky that I was taught by Germans who were working in the shipyards. But nowadays, many institutes where the designers are taught, the most of the trainers are not actually with the practical experience. And this is happening with many of the engineering institutes also. So that's why we decided, because many of the mechanical engineers are getting converted to the marine engineers. We thought we should give practical experience or the industrial knowledge to the institutes, the students. That's why regularly, whatever happening in the industry, the conferences, exhibitions, we cover it as a video and we provide it through Marine Biz TV, a TV channel exclusively started for the maritime sector. In 2007, we started it as our CSR activity. Today we have almost 25,000 hours of content, free content actually. But I don't know how many of the maritime fraternity really make use of that potential. But today, in this particular given awareness for the next generation mariners that this kind of contents are available. Today's presentations are also getting recorded. Many institutes are watching it as live. Few will be watching it later after the classes. But anytime you can go back and watch these contents to get more knowledge. But our vision is not like this. Our vision is to transform all the training system into the visual media formats. Because I am from the film industry also. The potential of the film industry is like, most of you must have watched Titanic. I watched it maybe more than 25 years back. See, James Cameron delivered almost 200-page information into the brain of the entire movie lovers in just 3 hours. And people still remember it. They can tell the story to others. It was a very beautiful and effective way of training. That is the power of movies. If you brilliantly design a script, if you brilliantly develop it as a content, that is the best way of education also. See, when I was sailing, I experienced CO2 release. Engine room fire was there. And most of the mariners, I addressed so many maritime events, and I can tell you, majority of the mariners, they never experience a real major fire where CO2 release is being happened. But when I made a movie, Dam 999 in 2011, I showed that process. It is a couple of minutes. I could show how a CO2 release is happening. What is the outcome, everything they are showing. So that is the way only. We cannot go on board a ship and practically do all these experience. This kind of things only through visual media we can do it. And Marine Biz TV is basically for providing training. It's a parallel training system basically. Now we have started AIMRI Industrial University also, which you can also experience. Now the technology is getting changed. The Oculus, the virtual VR glasses are coming. Every student sitting here will have a VR glass in the next 1 year. So once you have a VR glass, you wear it, you are immersed into a movie theater. You are experiencing everything very brilliantly, very beautifully. See, look into this classroom, because when I came here, first thing I said that you have to control the sound, because it is a one-time experience. You cannot come back and listen to my speech again and again in this classroom. Whoever present here when you listen it, your investment is your time. If you don't capture the information at the best quality level, it is a waste of investment. This is what is happening with most of the projection systems in the world. So most of the colleges, they have theaters like this, theater classrooms. But unfortunately, the projection and the sound, if it is not perfect, the purpose will not be served 100%. When you watch a movie in a theater, you never think about looking into your mobiles. You are fully focused. What is the difference between a normal classroom like this and a theater? In a real theater, you are arresting all the external sounds. Your brain is not given with unnecessary sounds because your brain can absorb sounds from 2 hertz to 20,000 hertz. Unfortunately, thousands of different frequencies are here in this world. If you want to remember something, you need to delete the unwanted stuff. So, first of all, the external sounds you need to arrest. That means you need to be in an acoustic chamber. Then, the internal sound, for example, the main problem with this particular room is echo. Whatever I talk, it is getting bounced from the walls. It became noise. Just imagine if I am talking to you in a real theater classroom where the walls are acoustically designed, the sound system, the speakers, what you are using, it is exactly designed. What I talk today, you will never ever forget. That's why whatever you are watching in a theater, the entire light is off, you are just focused on the screen. Whatever coming in the screen, it is coming to your brain. This is coming within the 148 degree of the angle of vision. So entire thing is going to your brain. No distraction. That's why the movies you watch in a theater, you will always remember. And the same thing when you watch in a TV at home, you forget after some time. Because to remember something in the TV, what you have watched for a long time, you need to remove the other visuals parallelly reaching your brain, which is quite difficult. That's why after sleep, most of the things it get fade out unless it has a strong script lineup, so that the incident, it comes like a story, the brain can remember it. So that's why we introduce, the AIMRI's main mission is to introduce real theatre classrooms. So my first request to the management here is that next time when I come, I should be able to talk in a real classroom and it doesn't need any much time to transform. Within 24 hours, actually, if you give it to the right team, just very simple. Even if a proper cloth curtain also can reduce the noise level drastically. And they can easily convert. We tested this first time in a tribal school in Attapadi. You can Google it. 2 weeks, a normal classroom we converted into a theatre classroom. And in 2 days, we taught the students how to make educational contents using mobiles. In that tribal school, half the students, they never watched a movie in a theatre. But after this particular training, within 2 weeks, they all started making educational contents. We did a competition and more than 12 short films were made by the students who never watched a movie in a theatre. So that is the power of visual media once you get attracted. So one of our vision is to have film clubs in every institute so that they can generate educational contents. I don't know whether you have a film club here or not, but that is another request. You should start. Your career design, everything should be managed by the film club because we create all this content in the visual format and the film club can easily understand it. They can deliver it. We started this education revolution in the tribal school because we know that if we can convert that school as the best school through this revolution, every educational institute will follow it. Today, more than 55 institutes in Kerala, they have started following the same system. What we believe is that within 5 years, the entire education sector will change. But here, the institutes like this, which are very close to the industry, you should transform in a better way because your next step is into the industry. If you don't know the exact pulse of the industry is going to suffer. Because I had the same experience. I told you, when I joined the Merchant Navy, the first day, When I entered the engine room, I was shocked because the learning in the academics is different. The real day on board a ship as a marine is totally different. It was just like at the time of the exam, you forget everything. This is the exact thing happened. You are all going to face this one day. The day you step into the ship, this is going to be the same experience. Even your teachers who sailed on board, they face the same thing. But to reduce that impact, this kind of video based training system will help you a lot. That's what we have created. So make use of it. We have made an association of all the maritime institutes. So make use of that association. Please get into our training contents. Train yourself. I don't know whether the mobiles are allowed in your hostel rooms or something, but nowadays people spend a lot of time for in the social media. You should realize that time is the most precious thing, the most valuable thing in your life. You go 24 hours, I go 24 hours. But it is your choice how effectively you are making use of that time. That's why we developed the system called FSM, Efficiency Improvement System Management, where this 24 hours we divide into three. One for your job, one for your body, one for your mind. If this is not balanced, you can never be efficient. The 8 hours for the health you cannot compromise because you need to sleep, you need to do the exercise, you need to keep your body fit. 8 hours for the job. Okay, if you are employed, your employer will take care of that 8 hours. If you are a student, the institute will take care of that 8 hours. But what about the remaining 8 hours for your mind? Your happiness level is decided by the effective use of that 8 hours. See, the institutes can train you only as per the syllabus. And the syllabus is something to develop your skill only. But who will develop the soft skills? It is your responsibility. Your character design is to be done by yourself. Your time management efforts should be done by yourself. The institute cannot come and take care of these 8 hours to develop your soft skills. But when you get into the industry, there are certain unwritten rules. My main job is to tell you what are the unwritten rules in the industry. What the industry expects out of you. See, I don't think that at least 10% of the students sitting here are joining Merchant Navy out of passion or talent. Destiny decided to become a mariner. This globally happens. Because if you are really passionate or if you are really talented to join a mariner, that process should start from the age of 12 at least. By this time, if you are really passionate or if you are really talented to become a mariner, you must be thorough with everything. You must have watched thousands of hours of contents already. Because in the social media, when you take the history, you just surf. You watch 1,000 contents in the last 1 month. What is the percentage of maritime related contents? There are thousands of contents available, but how many contents you really watched? That decides your passion for that. You do a self analysis because the problem is destiny took you to this profession. Even I was a victim. Personally, my passion was into the movies, but I became a naval architect because my brother was a naval architect. My two daughters became naval architects because I am a naval architect. But after completing the masters, I sent them to the best school, best universities. One of the daughters, after completing the masters, told me it is not her profession. This is the sad part of the world. Proper career design is not happening. You waste almost 50,000 hours in the academics, learning something, all sin theta, cos theta, a plus beta whole square, without knowing the practical application. So don't think that lifelong you will be a mariner. I am 100% sure 90% sitting here will retire from the sea life before 40 years. But once you return, where you are going to work? You need to get into something related to the maritime industry. The culture is totally different. When you are sailing, the totally different atmosphere. When the industry or in the shore is totally different. Anyway, the first thing you need to understand in the sea is that ship can never stop. There is no particular duty time or something. It is 24 hours the ship is running across the world. So you cannot demand that I will work this much only because 24 hours you are on board. Your free time is only 8 hours. The 16 hours, if some emergency happens, you need to be there. And you cannot say that for during sailing, next day I need to go home, I need to see my family. No. Once you are on board, it is like a prison. You need to mentally adjust with that one. Nowadays, getting Wi-Fi is better than the previous generation. We were all sailing to make a call to the home. Those days, 1 minute, $8 we had to spend. I believe that mariner's life was better those days because we had some kind of entertainment on board. But nowadays, time is so precious. When a ship comes to a port, you hardly get any time because the ship has to leave at the earliest, especially container ships and other things have more duties when the ship is in the port. So you need to start practicing that one. Don't get relaxed. And main thing in the maritime sector is you have to, not only the maritime sector, any industry, your boss is always right. Maybe there is a huge generation gap between the boss and you. You are all from the next generation. As per your thought process, your boss is not correct. But in the industry, boss is always right. Because he is a man with experience. You will start understanding what he says only when you get that much practical experience. So, as a junior staff, you have no other choice. You need to accept that the boss is right and you need to respect the age also. Same way, you need to see your acceptance among in the industry depends on your the level of responsibility what you are taking. If you are irresponsible, no industry will accommodate you. So, what is the level of confidence you are giving to your boss? To create a confidence in front of the boss, at least 25 different parameters you need to go through it. In the FSM, you should go to the FSM training session under AMD for this one. There we point out 1, 2, 3, how to develop this confidence level. Basically, the soft skills make confidence level superior because otherwise, technically, most of you are all know that 80% or 90% of what is to be done as a marine engineer. But that is not what really noted by the superiors. To develop that trust, your day-to-day behavior, how you approach a problem, that matters. If you don't have the confidence, self-confidence, and if you are always doubtful, how I can trust you? If you don't come up and present the issues and never go to the superior with the problems, you try to solve it and come back. Okay, sir, there was a problem, but I solved it. That gives the confidence. Otherwise, I have seen so many people in the industry. Every day morning, they come up with a problem. Then I ask, if this is a problem, what is to be done? After a couple of questions, he will say, yeah, this is to be done. Then I will say, then why didn't you do it? So, what you had to practice it, see, every day morning, we call it as a corporate meditation actually. People say that meditation means close your eyes, just focus on your breathing. No. In the industry, the meditation means every day morning, 10 minutes you think about what is to be done. What are the problems I am facing? How I can solve it? See, for every problem in the world, there is a solution. And that solution you can find out yourself only if you start thinking yourself. You are not using your brain. See, 90% of the survival in the industry, you need only common sense. But unfortunately, many people, they don't use the common sense. That is the biggest problem we face. The solution for most of the problem, it is with them and they don't understand, they don't identify, they don't practically use it. Every opportunity what you are getting in the industry, you need to convert it. A problem what you are facing is an opportunity for you to go up. Because your career growth, it is like you are climbing the career ladder. Every step is some kind of knowledge. That knowledge comes out of an experience. That experience, if it is a problem, that is very solid information you are getting. So don't think that you got a very bad ship. You take it as the best experience. I still believe when in 91, my ship name was Zakir Hussain. That is no more existing because it got scrapped after the fire. It was one of the worst experience for a junior engineer because I had 3 fires on board. Every equipment had problems, every day repairs, but within 6 months, whatever I can learn maybe in 20 years, I learn in 6 months. In fact, my naval article background also supported me to learn everything fast, actually. So, in the industry, if you get an opportunity to work in the most complicated thing, take it as an opportunity. If you are working in a perfect ship, totally unmanned system is there, what you are going to learn? Nothing. You are just waiting for an alarm, and the alarm goes if everything is perfect, no alarm will come. What you are going to learn? You are wasting your time, your investment. The biggest investment, your time is getting wasted. How you can invest your time most effectively? The first 5 years, make sure that don't jump into the salaries thing. You jump into somewhere you get the maximum experience. Because after 5 years, what happens is the ego gets developed in you. That's the problem with every human being. Your ego will not let you learn from others. If you waste that 5 years, your best time is gone. That's why many mariners actually, the first 5 years, they without taking break, they continuously sail because by the time maybe 28 years or something, they they don't mind to learn from others. But after some time, if you go for the master's certification and other things in the 30s, it's quite difficult actually because your ego will not let you learn from your juniors. Because many of your juniors will be your seniors by that time. In our organization, we have kept certain policies. If your skill development is not proper, that means if you are doing the same job for the next 5 years, after 5 years, if you are not upgrading yourself, you need to exit. Why should I keep a person who doesn't want to upgrade himself? He's a burden for the organization. He's a burden for the industry. So, skill upgradation is your responsibility. No one else, your institute will not come and tell you, okay, you have to do, you have to do. Your employer will not give you pressure because the employer will say, okay, if you are not having a better certification, okay, you leave, we will find out another person for that slot. So, skill upgradation is mandatory, it is your responsibility. And the career design process never stop with the academics. In fact, the real career design process start after joining the industry. You need to have a 5 year plan. You need to, even after 20 years where you will be standing, you need to have a vision. Otherwise, you simply waste your time. Once the time is lost, it is lost forever. Money, okay, you lost 1 million, no problem. You can do some other things and you can get the money back. But what about the best time of your life, especially in the 20s? If you waste that time, most valuable part of your life. So, in the FSM, we say that in the 8 hours for the mind, you need to design it in a different way. You can put 100 targets, different targets. Some are annual, you need to complete in 1 year, some in monthly, some in weekly, some daily. You need to set these 8 hours how effectively you can utilize. So you can, it is your choice. Maybe some people will put only 10 items. Some will put 25, some will put 100. In the FSM, we say that the character analysis is done using 100 parameters. Is a self-evaluation is done using these 100 parameters. Then you are asking your close colleague, friend or your family member to an analysis about your character using these 100 parameters. Then you compare it, then you go for the correction. See, sometimes you don't have a close friend. Why you don't have a close friend? See, the friendship is like a bridge. It will become a two-way traffic only if the bridge is set and the traffic is open for both the sides. In the FSM, we clearly say that to develop your friendship, okay, you can set a target that every week I will call 5 friends. But in a profession, what you can say is every week I will call 5 clients, 5 friends. You can set targets. So FSM will keep on reminding you. When you call 5 friends, you will get a 5 calls back. When you call 5 clients, maybe the client will not call you back, but client will call you back for a job. In the industry, we are looking for people who give something extra out of your job. Because in the duties and responsibilities, normally certain things are there and you fulfill everything. But what about, you will say that, okay, generating income for the company is not my responsibility. No. Just imagine there are 10 people in a group. 9 are working exactly as per the duties and responsibilities, but one person do that job and he is bringing some extra revenue also for the company by do through marketing or through branding. That is the person is going to be your superior in future, because industry is looking for people with extra bonds. This is what missing in most of the professions in the industry. The root cause of that thing is the you join industries without talent and passion. But unfortunately, it is too late for you to change your profession. You are already into that slot. Now, only opportunity for you to get accommodated is change yourself through the character design. That is not too late. You can start today. The character deficiencies. So once you start analyzing these character deficiencies, then only you will understand where you stand really. Every person is different. Every person's character varies from time to time. But what the industry requires is a standard a character who can deliver positive things for the industry. There's a huge difference between a positive mindset person and a negative mindset person. It is like looking at a door, half opened or half closed. A negative person can only look at the door as a half closed. But that is not the person we are looking at. We need people who look at the door as half opened. It's an opportunity. The negative person, he will get out of the situation, and the positive person will get into the situation and rectify the problem. See, your IQ level varies from person to person. But even if your IQ level is little bit down, if you are systematic, you will overtake the person with the IQ level high. It is just like the race between the hare and the tortoise, what we learned in our school days. So FSM basically what we are doing is we are clubbing the qualities of a hare and a tortoise, because tortoise is a very systematic character where the hare is very dynamic, but there is a lazy man in a hare. So we are clubbing together this hare and tortoise to make tortoise. This is basically FSM does. I cannot come and inject some medicine to improve your IQ, but I can make you systematic. Only thing is you need to cooperate. Once you start practicing FSM, okay, because our vision is to provide FSM to all the students actually, because it's an industrial requirement to make you systematic. A systematic person can never fail. You look into the people who regularly spend 2 hours for the studies. Such a person can never fail in any exam. Maybe he will not score 90% and above, but he can never fail in the exam. But unfortunately, most of the students who fail the exam look into their history. They all just open the books just before the exam. So the 8 hours you are supposed to spend for your job, because as a student your job is learning. Even I was a lazy person when I was a student. No proper mentor was there to guide me those days. I regret. It's my a simple advice. 8 hours only you spend for your studies. After the classes, the remaining hours you effectively learn. If you get an opportunity to surf the internet, instead of going for waste subjects, because very interesting things which are not relevant for the industry is there. You can waste your time. But if you spend that time for something useful or related to the industry, it will take you to a different level. As a student, this is not the time for enjoyment. Okay, you can, because ultimate goal of the life is happiness. We are all living in this world to bring happiness to our life. In our company, we have a separate division for happiness. Happiness department is there. But happiness you cannot get just with money. Believe me. You are all looking into professions where maximum salary is getting. No. Just imagine about a person who got proper finance management. Such a person can live, even if his salary is $1,000, he will live within $1,000. And he will make sure that happiness is there. Even if he gets 10,000, he will live within 10,000. But if your financial management is not there, even if your salary is 10,000, you will spend 15,000 and become an unhappy person. You will end up in a big financial trouble also. So this is something in your curriculum, finance management system is not there. This is something you need to develop by yourself. If your career design was proper, of course, the job, the 8 hours you are spending for the work, it would have brought you happiness. Just like artist. movie maker. Because why I am spending time in my life for the movies is that it brings me happiness. I am working in the film industry not for money. That brings me happiness. So identify your talent and passion. Maybe it is in another field, but spend some time. A person like me who has to look after 73 companies in 29 countries has time to spend time for the passion. Why you people cannot spend it? Because you haven't set it as a target. So in the FSM, we always tell people, okay, for the happiness, how we can design. These 8 hours for the mind, you put 1, 2, 3. You list only thing which can bring you happiness in that 8 hours. If you want to learn a music instrument, you set it as a target. Okay, I want to learn a music instrument. Okay, weekly maybe you need to spend only 1 hour or 2 hours. But the time you join the course here, if you set it as a target, the time you leave the college, you will be almost equivalent to a professional. If you want to make a short film, you set it as a target. If you set a target that, okay, I will make a short film this month, it is in the monthly target. Within 1 month, you will make a short film, 100% sure. So list out today after this class, make sure that list 100 items which can bring you happiness. You set it as annual targets, monthly targets, weekly targets, daily targets. So this 10 minutes of daily meditation actually brings this kind of things. Initially, when you start doing this meditation, you will never ever get maybe 5 points. Only it is just like you are doing the push-ups in the gymnasium. First day, if you try to take a push-up, you will be struggling to take one push-up. But daily when you practice it, after a few months, 100 push-up is nothing for you. So in the meditation process also, first day when you start, okay, what is the thing I can put it in my bucket list for happiness? You may get only one. So you become a happy person. In the industry, what we face nowadays, the biggest problem is nobody is happy. You are coming to the office as an unhappy person, or you are sailing as a mariner as an unhappy person. What kind of output? You are doing some job just for your salary. No commitment, no dedication, no loyalty, no honesty, no transparency. So these are all character deficiencies. So the root cause when you analyze, it is basically, it ends up in that you have it designed for your happiness. In an unhappy mind, you can never develop an efficient person. Just imagine you start the day as a happy person. See, if you have problems, because when we analyze our problems in our employees, the many problems started from the family. But if there's a family problem, there's a solution for that one. So you need to solve it first before coming to the office. See, there are certain qualities you can very easily develop. Today morning, okay, I came here maybe 15 minutes in advance because it is a culture. I was taught by Germans. The first lesson was classes 9 o'clock means 8 hours, 59 minutes and 60 seconds it starts. If you are 100% punctual in your job, you can never fail professional in your career. 100% guarantee. No punctual person can be a failure. You look into the two superstars in India, Amitabh Bachchan and Rajinikanth. You ask any, because I am from the film industry also, that's why I am telling you. They are superstars not just because of their acting talent only. They are from the old school, they respect time like that. Amitabh Bachchan is in the 80s now. They go to the studio at least 15 minutes in advance. They wait in front and on time they will be there. That's why today also I came at almost 15 minutes in advance. Because I want to make sure that because of me, the program should not be delayed by even 1 minute. It is a culture. I can never be late anywhere like this. So today's program, take it as your carry bag. Punctuality, everywhere in your life. Take it as your real strength. Among my friends, okay, in Dubai especially, when I am called for a program, my friends especially mention, they will say your time is, because normally evening functions, some parties, they will mention the invitation 8 p.m. I will be there sharp 8 p.m., but people will start coming after 8:30 or something. It is the Indian culture. 30 minutes delay is nothing. But in the industry, it is not like that. If you are late, it makes a big difference. Because you can miss a train if you are late by a minute. You should understand the value of the minute. You can escape from a major accident because of a split of a second. That's the difference. That's why in our company motto we say that time is money, we count even seconds. That's the way we respect time. We are doing a live streaming also across the world. Many maritime institutes are now watching this program. Before concluding, I just want to share something. This FSM program is our mission. We give to every student that you can use it for your entire career also. We have been using it in our organization for the last 10 years. It was my industrial doctorate subject. It is continuously, we are improving it. You can attend it online also. Try to attend these different contents. You go through the contents, start practicing it. Because learning is very easy. In 1 hour, you can learn so many things. But unless you practice it, because punctuality, in a motivation class, I can talk about punctuality, you will get charged. But if you don't practice it, what is the use? So punctuality is something. Today onwards, after this class, if at least 10 students sitting here decide, in my whole life, I will be 100% punctual. This visit, because I am traveling all the way from Dubai to here, when I go back, I can proudly feel that at least I transformed 10 students, because that is the very beginning of your transformation. I don't want to, because I can tell you hundreds of tips regarding efficiency improvement, industrial practice, everything, but everything is there online actually. This is not the time to talk about all of the points. You just go and attend it. Each credit will transform into a different person, and you practice it. Then only the sustainability will be there. The character sustainability depends on the practice. Otherwise, one day you will be perfect. Tomorrow onwards, again you will be lazy. And certain important things in the industry, even if you are sailing, after the sailing, you will be join the industry. Like in the campus, I could see the mobiles are not allowed here. In the duty time also, because nowadays the world is changing, work from home facility is there. But latest research says that people spend more time for, because you are all addicted to the social media. Don't waste your time in the social media. Especially the career in the industry also nowadays, when we select the HR, there are different filters are there. One is social media verification. If you are in the social media, if you are unwanted stuff you are posting, it will backfire. It shows your character. In the character analysis, it will show you whether you are political, you are fanatic or something. Why you waste your time and you mark yourself as unfit for the industry? Be very careful while using social media, especially posting unwanted stuff, getting into unwanted communication in the groups. You may be posting some unwanted stuff. It became an issue later. So that is not to be used. Well, it's a tip. Many people don't know that in the HR selection, this social media verification is happening. So very, very careful about your social media handling. If I get at least 5 hours, I can give you at least 100 more tips. In the FSM, it is there. Everything is listed as different course content. Please go back today. Try to attend, because at least 5 contents are already there in the YouTube also. You can search it. It's absolutely free YouTube contents. Go there, understand it, practice it. And there are so many, because every month I go to one of the institutes and take classes. The previous contents also you can watch it. We cut it as clippings also. Try to attend all these contents. Try to learn about the industry. And on behalf of AMD, on behalf of various group, on behalf of IMC, let me thank the college authorities to giving this venue and give an opportunity to address the students. Sometimes we will meet somewhere in the industry, because maritime industry is a closed world. We will be meeting somewhere sometime. See you again. Thank you very much.